Hello and good morning. My name's Jason, the channel is It's Probably Okay, and I am absolutely stunned that I have set up the screen correctly. Everything shifts around when we have somebody missing for the week. Jay, our intrepid imp from the Urban Shadows campaign, has to be away this week, but we are here with our new cast member, Sam, and we're going to dive into getting Sam a Masks character so we can continue with our Masks Intermission series. So we have Pooja playing Sumac and Joey playing Sylvan, who we all know and love. And Sam, right now your playbook is listed as the red, but
Accurate.
we'll figure out what you're gonna pick in a little bit. So far in our Masks Intermissions, we had and I'm gonna let everyone do their intros in a second here, but the first couple of intermissions were about breaking out, family breaking out of prison. We had some characters who were sort of related to criminals and whatnot, and so
we went to space.
Yes, yes, we were sent to space by someone. I think Blythe's character's mom was like, "I have an idea. Let's Planet Hulk you," and she read about it in a comic book. So there was that whole situation. What's that?
It was on the group WhatsApp.
Yeah. Then in the second pair of episodes, we had a break-in at the school where our friend Dave came to visit and was playing his like gold bender character. Gold bender. And turned out to be an orichalcum bender, and it's an orichalcum heart that powers your school because Principal Madrox made a wish of some kind. We didn't actually get all the details on that, but today I want to pick up we've just started summer break as these characters, and so there are some like activities that we can do at school. There's like a coding camp and a fitness, like a summer fitness that they train for like fall sports, but anyone can come and do fitness regimens. Things like that. So we can kind of get into that as we go, but let's have Pooja introduce yourself and your character while Sam is looking at playbooks.
Hello, I am playing the Nova playbook. My character is Sumac. Her regular name is Shafali Singh, and she is a, biokinetic, which she really tries very, very hard to limit to like plants, sometimes like animals that don't really have a personality of their own. And sometimes when things go really bad, everybody in the party grows wings from their back made of their own skin and bone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sam, I forgot to tell you, you're going to love this.
That sounds fun. It's yucky. I love it.
It was Joey. Super yucky when you have your own set of wings.
What's not to like about more wings?
All right. Joey, what do you got for us?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Joey, and I am playing Sylvan, the outsider. Real human name, the name he gives people, is Avery Wynn. Took a different approach to the outsider. He is from the Fae, as opposed to space, which is normally where the outsider is from. And yeah, he has stunning beauty and pheromones because I'm playing him. Radical shapeshifting, because that's always fun. And sorcery and legendary speed, because he is the son of Puck, the right-hand man to Oberon. And he's out here on the mortal plane doing some work for Oberon, and maybe got a little sidetracked, and then he doesn't want to come home yet. He's on a face springer. And that's all good. And yeah, that's Sylvan. He's here for a good time, and hopefully for a long time.
I love the idea that Oberon maybe actually didn't think carefully enough about what he said and said something like, "and don't come back until it's done." You know? Mm-hmm. Didn't say when it had to be done by.
Yeah.
Just that you don't get to come back until it's done. And you're like, well, I guess it's
Okay.
not done.
Oops. He's been feuding with Titania again. He was distracted, and I might have taken advantage of that. It's fine.
Oh, Faye. Okay, Sam, the other thing I mention is that Jay's playbook is the bull. So the Nova, the Outsider, and the bull are taken, but do any of the others look good to you?
Surprising no one. I am drawn to both the doomed and the transformed.
Sure. I think the Doomed works a lot better in an extended campaign, and since we're sort of piecemeal with this, what if we explore the Transformed?
Let's do that. That sounds great.
And by the way, for anyone listening, absolutely love the Doomed playbook. I got to play it in a campaign. I think it's super, super fun. But sort of, I think objectively speaking, in a one-shot, the Doomed is just mega OP. Like,
That's totally fair.
It's amazing because you get to do all this stuff. Like, okay, when you do this, you inch closer to your doom. Like, in a one-shot, you're never going to fill that up. So you just, like, swing
Let's
for the
get doomed.
fences. Yeah.
Okay. Transformed it is then. Let's see.
And something we should keep in mind, it's not totally unheard of to have weird-looking folks at this school, but it's not like what was the superhero high?
Sky High?
Sky High, yeah. I was about to say, what was the superhero high in the sky?
Nailed it.
Sky high.
Almost. I was almost there.
So close.
But oh God, screw this. You're grounded. You were on restriction for what you said. You know what you did. That's a nightmare, the thing that you said. But thank you for being here. Don't go away. We love you. So while we could definitely have some weirdness, I don't know that the school is equipped to have somebody who's just like on fire all the time or 20 feet tall or, just stuff like that. It's a public school that is known to have like the equivalent of a few famous people's kids there or some kids who are themselves famous.
But all I want to do
is
see Sam turn into a giant woman.
Well,
Giant woman?
Giant woman.
This could
Be
be
a giant
arranged.
woman. That sounds fun. Let's see. There's so many options to choose from.
Yeah, the Transformed is one of my favorite playbooks too. Let's see, top 3, probably. Well, Doomed just has a special place in my heart for playing the character that I played. The Outsider I like a lot too, because I could be a robot. Actually, any of them could be robots, but it was really easy to play a robot in that. Or Lizard Princess from Outer Space.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Naturally.
Trying to think of. Oh, I also really like the Nova. I like the whole concept built into that playbook of like trying to harness your power and it's just barely under control. And if you sneeze, something's gonna happen. Like I don't know. I just really like that.
Yeah. As a major Jean Grey Phoenix / Scarlet Witch stan, like the Nova is my heart. Like I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah.
The first time I played Masks was the Nova, and it was just it was so good.
Yeah, and the first time I played was the Outsider for me, where I got to play a robot who was sent from the future to warn everyone, but to fit into the like teen and the imperfect knowledge, the being sent from the future had scrambled some of the stuff that he knew about the future, and so his mission was somewhat compromised. So that was really fun. I feel like I'm missing a reference about the giant woman thing. That's.
Have you not seen Steven Universe?
Oh no, never.
You would love it. You would
you need
really
to.
love
you
it.
need to. It's so good.
Okay. Do I
It's
have to start at the
fantastic.
beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could
It's completely
probably start
done.
like halfway through season 1, but you don't want to, and the episodes are only 11 minutes long anyway. So like,
Oh, is that all? Okay.
Yeah.
I watched like the entirety of season 1 in a day.
Okay. Is it on
It's-
Netflix?
it's-
Hulu?
I think it's on HBO Max.
Hulu? Oh, is it on HBO Max now?
I think it's on HBO Max.
Oh,
now.
is it adult?
No.
Like- Oh, okay.
It's Nickelodeon.
Oh no, it's
and
Cartoon
there's-
Network.
Oh, Cartoon Network. Sorry.
Okay.
And their stuff got. It's moved around a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I can find it.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
it's lovely.
so good.
The music is fantastic. The characters are incredible.
The
The way
arcs
they
are
deal
like.
with things.
Is that the one with the guitar playing vampire lady?
No, that's Adventure Time, which is also fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But you want like, I mean, seriously, just everything about it. The family, the found family, the working through like grief.
Mm-hmm.
It's all these like real and like difficult topics that they handle in these amazing ways. Growing up, changes that are happening to you, changes that are happening to the people around you,
Okay.
villain redemption arcs that are just
Mm-hmm.
perfect.
I don't know if I really like stories that are good.
Well, then you definitely want to stay away from this.
Sam, how's it going over there?
Pretty good. It's upsetting, and I love it.
Good.
So I got through the let's see, the look and abilities section.
Oh,
and that gave-
hold on, real quick. For the first time ever, Sam, your audio's coming through super hot.
I got fancy new headphones.
Oh yeah, okay. Can you turn down the input a little bit? If it's, I don't know if it's a dial on your. But
I
I'm
don't
doing
know
this
how to do
because
that.
my old headset has a dial right here, and this is not a universal gesture of like, thumb your ear.
Can you turn down?
Is that
the
better?
input?
Try some more for us.
How about now?
Oh yeah, okay, that's looking pretty good.
Okay, I turned it way down. I can also move this further from my face. Does that help?
Yeah. That sounds great.
Okay, awesome. So this is inaugural day. I just got these guys yesterday. So.
They're lovely.
Ooh.
Thank
Yeah.
Lovely.
Nice.
Okay, so I went through look and abilities, and I got some really terrible ideas that I think you're gonna love.
Okay, we're here for it.
So for look, I went with she's a woman. She's white. And because I like to be extra with it, she's like unnaturally pale white.
Oh yeah,
Like think
like sheet
Tilda,
of paper white.
Tilda Swinton in Only Lovers Left Alive.
Okay.
Upsetting eyes. Modeled flesh and unnerving costume. So I added that all up together, and basically like if you'd left Tilda Swinton in a bog for a really long time, that's what she looks like.
Oh, like kind of soggy and moldy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh
Yeah, that
boy.
tracks. That
Yep.
that checks every box.
You're welcome.
You got Sam bingo.
And the unnerving costume is like that effect extends to the outfit too.
Okay. So what does she look like? Like long hair, short hair? Is her hair just moss? Like what?
I'm thinking long, like mildly elaborate, like system of, like kind of Celtic braids situation.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. That's like, kind of unkempt a little. It's hard to take care of your hair when you're in a bog.
Sure. Sure.
Go ahead.
So, what is her sort of normal day at school like? I know she probably makes people a little uncomfortable for the most part. Like, what's her home like? Is she living with parents? Is it some other kind of arrangement? Is she like taking the bus to school? Like what does her sort of average
Good
day
question.
look like?
I think she lives with parents, and I think they drop her off at school. They're
Okay.
a little bit protective of her because she is kind of weird looking.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like she's maybe a little bit sheltered because they're like a little bit overprotective and they don't want her to get, made fun of or stuff like that. So they like drop her off so she doesn't take the bus.
Okay.
And for abilities, I chose Inhuman Might and Superhuman Senses.
Okay. Cool.
But I
like
feel like
that.
she's a little bit shy about using them because she's like, I look weird enough. Like, just like flipping a car is a little bit drawing attention to myself.
Sure. Okay, so we have the Lady Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swamp Lady.
Yeah, Swamp Lady. We have the biokinetic, like, flesh witch. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And Sylvan, whose name literally means tree. Okay. I'm feeling a vibe.
We're a very normal bunch.
Yep. So, I think, is there anything else we need to know about your playbook right away?
I was just going through taking a look at the moves, but otherwise.
Oh, let's skip over to your connections, or what's it called?
Okay. Relationships?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's see how we can fill those in.
Blank comforted you when you were at your lowest.
And what's the other one?
And the other one is blank knew you before you changed.
Oh, okay. So you actually went through a transition of some kind.
Yeah.
Cool.
I feel like she went on summer vacation and then when she came back she looks way different.
Okay, so this year is the first year that you look really different.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Cool. I love that.
Yeah, like maybe last year in school she was just like the pale nerdy kid, but this year she came back and everybody's like, wait, were you like underwater for the entire summer? What happened?
It's
Well,
like puberty hit hard.
Yeah.
if she was a pale nerdy kid, is there perhaps some like experiment she was trying over the summer and something like that is what happened, or
Oh, that's fun.
or was she cursed by a bog witch, or ran into a toxic chemical spill a la, the like Toxic Avenger
Yeah.
Swamp Things, kind of story?
I was kind of thinking that she fell into a cursed bog,
Okay.
like on vacation.
Okay, so
Oh, so it's like a Ranma 1/2 situation.
all right, so she desperately wanted to visit a bog because she was a weird kid,
Yeah.
and mom and dad fight. What is it, mom and dad, or like what's the parent situation?
Let's go mom and mom.
Okay.
So she's two moms.
Okay, so the mom says, we're like, okay, we will take you to a bog. Jesus Christ. And then the bog, you became one with the bog.
Yeah.
Okay.
She leaned in out of the boat too far to take a good look at something and just tumbled right in.
Sure. Okay. Awesome. That's great. This is Dorkler Canada. Flora Force powers activate. Form of, oh God, Sumac, what have you done?
Why are we a fleshy Voltron?
No.
I mean, it's what you asked for.
Um,
It's cool because the thorns are poisonous.
as long as I get to form the head. That's-
That's the problem. We all form the head.
oh God.
I feel like I would be the tentacles.
Yeah.
Also a form of head if you do it right.
Yep.
So let me ask this, Sam. How does your character feel about the transformation? Is it like a curse and they're here for it? Is it a curse they want to eventually try to lift from themselves? Like, what's the...
I feel like she hasn't come to terms with it yet. She's struggling with like how other people perceive her, but she personally likes it.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's
So
really
it's kind of
tough
like that
as a
that
teenager.
thing where like you're into something, but you think everyone's gonna make fun of you for it. So
Yeah.
it's like she feels like her own form is a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay. I could possibly be the one who tried to comfort you, because in the vein of like seeing the way people are reacting to you and telling you that there are creatures aplenty in the Fae that look very similar who are loved and revered because of how they look. And it's not unnatural. It's just not what they're used to. And if they can't get behind that, well, then screw them.
Yeah, we'll get you your own bridge to live under. You get a
Mhm.
lot of gold
love it.
coins.
Ex people that don't give you gold coins. It's
Mhm.
great.
I mean, totally. And you know, if it gets to be too much, you can hang out in the greenhouse with me.
That sounds awesome. I love a
Yeah.
greenhouse.
Nobody
Sam-
else comes here because I can make the plants move.
Sam, what was your other connection?
The other connection is Blank knew you before you changed.
Okay. Pooja, do you think that's something that would work for you? Or, I mean, we could always save it for Jay's character at some point, too.
No, I think that works. I mean, especially if we lean into this like nerdy, really into the bog aspect of things, then
Sure.
we're both into plants.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
probably
And
like
farmers.
greenhouse buddies before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
What is your character's name?
I was just trying to think of that. Oh boy.
The
It's
worst
easiest
part of character
every
creation.
D&D. Or D&D. Hi, I'm awake today.
All right, roll for initiative.
Oh, Lord. You don't want me to do that if it's anything like with last night. And I have no notebooks. That's fine.
I don't understand. That's like a crisis.
I know. That's fine was more of a dog in fire room. This is fine moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even go there. That would be a major crisis. Like, stop the stream. Go
Yeah, I have
find-
like 3 notebooks within arm's reach.
Well,
That's
let me rephrase it. I have notebooks, but I don't have enough pages in there to add a second campaign to them.
oh.
So I'm at the point where I need to buy more notebooks for the current campaigns I'm in anyway. So
I have 14 notebooks within arm's reach. Probably more if I opened up the drawers.
Yeah, at all times. Okay, so am I naming her, giving her like superhero name and her human
both.
name?
Yeah.
Both. Okay. So I feel like her superhero name, I'm gonna name her Sundew after a carnivorous bog plant.
Oh, hold on here. Let me get to where I can change your tag. How do you spell that?
Sundew.
Is that 2 words?
One word.
Okay. And that is the transformed. Okay.
She needs like a good sciencey nerd name.
Gretchen.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
Stop trying to make Gretch happen.
Well, now I have to name her that. Gretchen it is.
Jason, are you made a double reference with
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That one I know.
that? Okay. And then for Gretchen Wiener Spy.
Yes.
I love it.
Okay. So, during this school year, I'm going to do a modified version of when our team first came together. Hold Holy moly. Sam, all of your names are the longest and they don't fit where I have put
I'm
them.
sorry.
Let's see if I can turn the font size down. You're just the most. I mean, transformed is inherently a long word.
There's
and
a reason I have this.
Oh, yeah, that's appropriate. Wait, what does it say?
There she
Extra.
goes.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I think it's under properties, font size. Let's try that. Oh, that's unreadable. So there was a moment this year where the teasing and everything finally came to a head, and it your sort of strength was revealed.
Yes.
As you flipped over a table or something, right? And some of your
bolted down.
I'm picturing it in the lunchroom, like one of those gigantic long ass cafeteria tables.
yes.
Mhm.
Just lunches everywhere.
Yes, precisely. And this doesn't have the. Hold on, I thought this had the questions in it. Wrong document. Oh, yeah, okay. So, we defeated a dangerous enemy. Well, in this case, it was just bullies. So I'll fill in that part. And we'll just go through a little bit of this. Our Nova, we destroyed our surroundings in the fight. It doesn't have to be total demolishing, but I just want to, what was the wreckage?
I think it was like today's lunch.
Okay.
Like not just the plates of lunch, but like somehow we managed so when you flip the table, like all the chairs scattered and went through the barrier that where the lunch people serve each of the lunches.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
So today's lunch is no longer an option.
Okay, I like that.
Also, tomorrow's lunch. They had to give out vouchers for pizza. There was much rejoicing.
Great. Okay, then let's see. Outsider. It says we didn't trust each other at first, but that changed. I think it's more like this brought us closer together because you all did know each other, and it wasn't untrustworthy, but this sort of tightened things up. How and why did this tighten up your relationships?
Well, I think it happened out of nowhere. I don't think it was really much of a build up to the table flipping. Or at least we weren't paying attention to it. And so when it happened, our first reaction was, okay, what's happening? What villain is here? Why is this going on?
Yep.
And then assessing the situation and realizing, oh, she needs backup. She's standing up for herself. Screw those guys. We know what's happening now. We're putting a stop to this, and we're backing up Sundew.
Yeah, I like that. And Sundew, is this the first time you realized how strong you were?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
because she hasn't really explored her, or I don't think she'd explored her strength before that, but she just her frustration got the better of her, and she was like, table flip. Oh, did I do that?
Is she tall? Is that where the Tilda Swinton comparison comes in as well?
Yeah, I think tall, kind of gangly, a little just pointy featured, and
So what if these kids were teasing you and you didn't even mean to flip the table, you just stood up too fast, and it's the bench attached to the table attached to that, and
yeah.
it just ripped apart as you're oh no. And then the kids thought you were attacking them, and they started to,
Yeah.
all that
we're
kind of stuff.
fighting.
Yeah.
Lunchroom ruckus.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. Just so you know, Sam, the Principal Madrox, if you're not familiar with the character from Marvel, is Multiple Man.
Okay.
In Marvel, he's a complete dickwad, but here he is a very good. Janet, can you hear that?
Yes.
Hey, it's almost certainly the Coco cry, the pit bull who lives across the street. Hi, come here and tell me about your problems. Hi, Bubba. It's okay. Do you want to come sit with me? No, she does not. Leave it. She's not gonna. So anyway, Principal Madrox in our world is a good, honest man who is doing his best to be the principal of a school of a lot of unruly and sometimes superheroic or superpowered teenagers. And uses his power to be in multiple places around school. Like he's not a secret, right? He's like kind of a retired superhero, like because he's very old. He's like at least 45 years old, and just unimaginably ancient. And but he was committed to trying to help out the school and eventually became an educator and a principal, and so that's a lot of what he does around the school. And so a copy of him was probably near the lunchroom when this happened and was like quickly multiplying to try to pull kids out of the mess. And but just so you know, that's kind of an important feature of the school is Principal Madrox. So the the fight, I think, probably was mostly food fight, which is always fun. It's not like these teenagers are pulling out shivs and sharpened toothbrushes and stuff. Like, it's just, mostly food fight, a little bit of a brawl. But yeah, you stood up so fast and you're so strong that it just like ripped the table and bench apart and freaked a bunch of people out. So the transforms question on when our team first came together is, we drew attention and ire from plenty during the fight. One important person in particular now hates and fears us. Who is it?
Ooh.
This could be a teacher. It could be a kid whose parents are, like something like that they're mad, or the lunch lady. It could be all kinds of stuff.
I'm gonna go with our unfriendly neighborhood Regina George of the school. Popular girl number one, whoever that is. We can
Sure.
name her. I feel like when she was probably like instigating the people that were making fun of Sundew. And
Yeah.
so when I accidentally table flipped the like plates of pizza and like crappy cafeteria spaghetti and that like green blobs of jello,
Sure.
like all of that went onto her outfit directly, just head to
In
toe.
her hair.
In her hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the actress for Regina George?
Rachel McAdams.
Yes.
Yeah. Teenage Rachel McAdams is perfect for this role. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she was probably 25 when she was playing a high schooler.
She was 30.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, Hollywood. Which is funny. Like, women can play teenagers as they're 30, but as soon as they're 35, they're too old for any role in Hollywood, except grandma.
I was about to say they get to play mothers.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. You go straight from
Adult
like
children.
high schooler to mother.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
There's
She
no
was
in between.
26. She was 26 in Mean Girls. That was my bad.
That's still not high school age.
Yeah.
Yeah, so her plan to make fun of me backfired, and she is now covered in lunch.
Yeah. Although I imagine her friend group is largely turned against you and has kind of had it out for you the rest of the school year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they liked Sundu or Gretchen, as she was known before, in the beginning. But I don't think they really noticed her until she came back looking like a Cold Case Files photo.
Okay. Cool. Oh, and Dorkland Canada, part of the joke is I turned 44 this year, so that's my fun inside joke. Sort of like when we describe somebody as indescribably tiny and short, Joey.
Yeah.
You know, at like a 5'7" or something, like just
I'm sorry, I can't hear you from down here.
yeah, just unimaginably small. Yeah.
Well,
I'll be
I
going
can't
back to
hear you because he's
Hobbiton.
apparently standing on my shoulders. Then, if that's the case.
Pooja, you're tall though, right? I feel like I haven't seen you in person in over a year.
I am 5'7".
Yeah. See, that's like a normal height.
Yes. Yes, I am slightly large. I'm slightly taller than what's average for a woman, I think. But
I
like,
think you'll find I'm exactly average height for a woman. Thank you very much. It's 5'4".
ah, I don't know. I
looked
feel
it
like my idea of people's heights is also very skewed from working in the television industry,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
where the men are all like shorter than they seem like they should be, and the women are all much taller.
Yeah. Yeah. They have to get something for the guy to stand on so that, I mean, God forbid a woman dates someone shorter than her, right? Like,
So ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. Okay. So we had this kerfuffle in, well, let's say probably in the winter, because it was that time of year where like everyone's kind of forced to sit in the cafeteria, even though they'd rather go eat outside or whatever. Like so it was crowded, and everyone was like aware of Sundew at this point, but it had never kind of boiled over. So we'll say that was in January, if that's okay with everyone. I don't remember when our various other adventures were supposed to have taken place this year, but
The last one was the first day of school, I think.
yeah, okay, cool.
I mean, not that it matters. It just
No, I think you're right. So we'll do that. Yeah, Dorkland Canada, you will have to be careful where you step. That's a giant. So the all right, that's a good place to put that. Now, for Sumac and Sylvan, if either of you have, oh my God, Sumac, Sylvan, and Sundew.
I didn't intentionally give her an S name, but I thought about it just
Okay.
now.
Okay.
You're welcome.
You knew who we were when we. You knew we were scorpions when you picked us up.
Yeah. Do either of you have relationships, you know, because you could double up on something, or, you know, if you had one with Blythe, that's okay too, but we know, like, she's not going to be able to come back to the game, so if you wanted to reuse that one for Sundew's character, you know, we can always get more backstory.
I was thinking about. So I have one of my moves that I took was the bull's heart, which is like sets you up with a love and a rival.
Uh-huh.
So I was actually going to switch it up a little bit to have my love be Sylvan, because I feel like we've been in a relationship for a little while.
Yeah, I agree.
And set up my rival as Sundew, but more in like a academic sense.
Sure. Yeah.
Since we are both plant people, or like into plants.
Mm-hmm.
Or plants are into you.
I mean,
Either one.
Yeah.
like you do. So that there's a little bit of more of like a basically nerd off. There's a nerd off that happens a little bit.
All right.
Academic rivalry, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, you know, to change it up a little.
I like that.
Yeah, I dig it.
Joey, is there anything on yours that would be could be repurposed?
And that actually gives you influence over me.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Samantha, what does your influence say for Sundew?
It says you try not to care what other people think, even if you can't shut everyone out. Give influence to one teammate.
Okay. So it sounds like that should probably go to Sumac, just because
I think so.
you probably care what she thinks, so far at least.
Yeah.
Okay. And back to Sylvan.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't know.
I'm also okay if you want to put two names on the same row if it makes sense that it could be like, yeah, I feel this way about two people. That's doable.
Because here are my two, and they both will be a little odd, I think. The first one is you've been learning about Earth by spending time with blank.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is you have a crush on blank, but you keep it under wraps. And so I feel like with mine and Pooja's relationship now, that would make sense for that to be Pooja. And then...
Well, except you're not keeping it under wraps. That component has been
I guess that's true.
Resolved.
That is very true.
And so if you're dating one person and have a crush on someone else, that is complicated.
Well, the thing was that it was
noir.
It was noir.
Okay.
And that's how we kind of got into our throuple situation.
Sure.
Kind of like, though, if you've been learning about Earth is with Sundew, because she is like a biology nerd, like, but she's also like the weirdest person to learn about Earth from.
Yeah.
I do like that, actually.
Yeah, and you can add that, like, to whoever's there now, you could be learning about Earth from a couple people. And, yeah.
You're just gonna learn no social skills and mostly obscure plant facts, and, like, specifically about, like, carnivorous bog plants from her.
Well,
Okay.
now I think the Earth is covered in carnivorous bog plants, and that's
Yes.
exciting.
Okay. This is good. Anything else we want to cover before we jump into play?
No, I think I'm good.
I think I'm good.
Okay. So, summer break has begun. School is out. What grade is everyone going through? I think you two were juniors.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So you're rising seniors. Sam, what do you think?
I think she's in the same grade. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot
the
of
most
sense if you're competing and, being part of that. Okay, so we're all roughly in the 17 range. And you had finals. All that went fine because they're finals. Are any of these summer programs at school interesting to your character, or are you kind of looking for other things to do?
Is there like an environmental club or
Oh yeah, there's probably like a beach cleanup going on.
or like a
a-
community garden
gonna have
project
a-
or something?
Yep,
Are we gonna have a beach day
we can.
episode?
We can.
Beach episode.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
here for this. I
Okay. So,
watch too much anime to pass up a beach episode.
all right.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the school has set up particularly the like environmentalist club has said, hey, we're gonna organize a beach cleanup, come out from for midday, and then we're gonna have like an early cookout, and we're gonna like roast some hot dogs and marshmallows later, and just have it be a whole like thing, and everyone's gonna get like 5 hours of community service that you're supposed to do before you graduate, and you're maybe thinking like, I have done none hours of community service for my graduation requirement, even though you've like saved the school at least once.
I
But
mean, we're turning the source of the school power.
Mm-hmm.
literal power.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Oh, that was more serving the school, not really serving the community. So
The school I work for.
apprehending the wanted criminal bullet.
Mm, the school I work for in real life actually makes that distinction. Like, you can help out around school, but there's like a cap of how many hours you can get for that to apply to your community service requirement.
oh, I'm glad my school didn't do that. I had a TA one semester, and I was done for my 40 hours. It was a French 1 class. It was great. We had parties every month. Like, it was, yes, I do no work and get fed.
Nice.
My school didn't have any of those requirements.
Yeah. Yep. Mine didn't
my-
either growing up.
We had volunteer service requirements. I did mine at surprising no one, wildlife refuge, helping out with lab work in like putting whooping crane blood on slides and then feeding baby whooping cranes.
Oh, that would be
Aw.
fun.
They were very cute. They're like this big.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Did they whoop?
They don't whoop when they're that small.
Oh, okay.
They whoop when they're like 6.5 feet tall though.
Jeez.
Those ones are terrifying.
Yeah, that's like a dinosaur creature. I remember seeing one up close. I'm like, you've traveled through time and you don't belong here.
Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, that's the plan. Is it's a primarily senior class. Like, oh my God, a lot of us haven't done our community service hours, so we're gonna go do a beach cleanup. And I think we had said we made our Halcyon City kind of California coast, right?
I think so, yeah.
Is that loosely what we had in mind? Because I remember we were off the coast at our version of the raft for the prison break and all that stuff. So
I feel like it was like a San Francisco-y type.
yeah, I think so too. So Northern California, which means we've got like evergreens and fair amount of cool breezes when it's time, but it's Saturday that this is planned for it's warm out. It's maybe like 85 degrees and it's a beach cleanup. If y'all haven't been to that, I can describe more, but you've got a lot of kids milling around trying to fill up a bag of trash. I for the first time had witnessed often I take 10th graders camping to do with like not just me, the whole like a bunch of teachers. We take the 10th graders camping, and part of what they need to do is pick up trash around the place, right, as like community service. And we had to stop the thing of saying, okay, bring back 10 pieces of trash. But that was because they were ingeniously helping each other by like taking a piece of trash and ripping it in half and giving it to their friend. Not like so that I now have 2 pieces of trash. It's so that we both have 1 piece. And like you guys, you're missing the point. This is not getting the place any cleaner. You're just cheating. So
We're cheating together.
yeah, I mean, they were helping each other out. And on that note, I was like, I mean, I sort of support this, but also, come on. I have awkwardly chopped off the top of my head, which I don't actually want to do.
You might need that.
Might be helpful.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's a little better. It also encourages me to sit up straight. I realized I was sort of like hunching so that I wouldn't go out of my frame.
Oh, you could just move the frame.
Yeah. That's unnecessary. Also, reminder for anyone listening, posture check, hydrate if you haven't had water, if you haven't had your potions this morning, make sure you've had those, whatever you need to do. Maybe a stretch. So the thank you, Nightshade, once again. Channel point. Thank you for reminding me. I need to do those things. But here we are at the beach. So, what is the look? I need to know everyone's look for being on the beach. Of course, Regina and her friend group are there and in the latest of like beach cover-up fashion because they're going to lay out in sun later. But, for now, picking up trash is, So, Sylvan, what is the look?
So the look is a short sleeve, almost cornflower blue button-down shirt that is unbuttoned because we're at the beach, and a pair of swim trunks that are short-ish. Let's go like mid-thigh.
Okay, so not 80s short.
Not 80s short, but definitely not board shorts.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
In like a forest green.
Okay.
And flip-flops. And he's just living his best life. On the cornflower blue shirt, it's got like a plant pattern on it.
Okay.
And yeah, and for those who are playing at home, he is played by teenage Milo Ventimiglia. So enjoy that for everyone who knows who that is.
Indeed.
Because I will.
All right. Sumac.
I think Sumac is going full like kind of a tunic plus long loose pants. Ow.
No.
That's a full sorry, I just managed to snag the cord on my headphones.
Oh.
It was exciting. And like that natural linen look.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
If you look at it just the right way, she could be beach camo.
Sure. Yep.
And for unknown reasons, her tunic like has a hood
All right.
that she also has pulled up because maximum, don't look at me.
Okay. That's super fun at the beach. And how about Sundew?
Sundew she's dressed pretty practically. She's wearing like board shorts and like a surf like rash guard top, water shoes because she's definitely gonna go mucking about in the tide pools if there are any. But all in like a pale grayish green, like to white shade, very monochromatic with her like whole skin and hair situation.
Uh-huh. Okay. Cool.
And lots of sunscreen, just all of it.
All right. I like that. All right. So the three of you are probably hanging out, working together. I think your friend, oh shoot, what was Jay's character's name?
Tantrum.
Oh, Tantrum, yeah.
Ty, I think it was his
right,
regular name.
Ty, yeah. Has been called away on a family trip. So, they set out as soon as summer break started. And Blythe's character's having some complications with like family that broke out of prison and is having to like do depositions and like go to the federal building and like deal with all the stuff that's going on with that. And, so didn't get to come out to the beach today. But yeah, the three of you are out here picking up trash. There is one kid who is like not visibly changed at all, but everyone knows that he can like breathe underwater, but only in salt water. So like the school pool isn't particularly helpful to him. But yeah, he's like out in the water, diving around, coming up with like bags of trash and stuff that's actually in the water that everyone else would have a little bit of trouble getting to. There is, let's see, probably, I'm trying to think of another fun superpower that we could see. Oh, so there's also, it's not totally clear who's doing this, but a number, like a huge line of ants that are have clearly been enlarged because they're all like 3 inches long, and they're marching along carrying bits of trash, and there's just like a long line of them bringing trash to a pile. And you might be able to figure out who's doing it if you wanted to peer around, but it looks like they're just, doing some kids' work for them. But what are y'all up to?
I feel
Okay.
like Sundew probably got there early and like has a pretty full bag of trash already and is like still picking up some trash but also like um looking in tide pools and like, ooh, I found a sea hare. Does anybody want to look at it? Like, look at this starfish. Like just excitedly like being a science nerd about all the biology on the beach.
Yeah, I think a number of kids are desperately trying not to make eye contact, because that's just how they are.
She's also trying hard to ignore the like normies on the beach that are like, I think that girl's been in the water too long.
Yeah, that pale and the mottled flesh, and it does
Yeah,
look like maybe you just floated ashore.
no, my lips are just this color. I wasn't in the ocean yet. God.
I think Sylvan is entertaining himself by finding people who are picking up trash and using a bit of sorcery to make them like they pick up a piece of trash and put it in their bucket, and then the trash is again right in front of them, and so they keep trying to pick up the same piece of trash.
Oh, okay. Just entertaining himself.
Just
in that
entertaining
way?
himself. Like
Okay.
he's got like he's picking up trash as he sees it, but if he sees someone picking up trash, he's like, this is gonna be fun. This will only take me for a couple minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, he's kind of goofing off.
And Sumac, how are you occupying your time?
I think Sumaga's like, she's reasonably diligent about picking up the trash, but also getting the little bits like in the tide pools and like in the kind of brackish places where saltwater breathing guy is focusing on like more deeper trash.
Yeah, he's going
I'm
out.
coaxing like kelp and seaweed to like bring some up to the surface that's more like shallow.
Sure. Now-
And then I'll collect it from them because they're helpful and they should be rewarded for such help by not having trash.
Sumac, I forget. Do you have like constant planty features at all, like grassy hair or anything like that?
Now my hair is more like never been tamed and will never be tamed,
Mm-hmm.
and then my skin has kind of like a barkish texture.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets really pronounced, like when I use my powers. You can start seeing like more bark comes out from beneath.
Yeah.
Neat.
Okay. Cool. And Sundu, just to recap a little bit, like how much of your look is, like planty, or is it just that she's super pale and mottled and weird looking?
It's not super planty. She mostly looks like a human that was left in water
Okay.
for a long time.
Sure. That makes sense. Is she any increased risk of sunburn?
I don't think any more than she was before.
Okay.
Which was already slightly on the flammable end of things.
Yeah. All right.
She definitely wears a zinc sunscreen.
Okay. Let's see. So, I think that's. So okay. So Sundu and Sumac are both over by the tide pools. It sounds like. And Sylvan, where you are, you're kind of up by the other end of the beach, near like there's a grove of evergreens that are, there's like the parking lot area and then sand down to the beach, but it's also the Northern California coast. So there's like, I don't think these are literally redwoods, but there's, tall evergreens. growing around where there's like a little bit of cover, and there's some like a picnic bench and all that kind of stuff over there, so that if you want to sit in the shade for a little bit, you can. And you can hear kind of like a humming, buzzing sound coming from the trees that it doesn't look like it's gotten anyone else's attention, but it just like pulls at your ear because it seems vaguely familiar, but you can't really put your finger on it.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of take a look around, make sure none of the chaperones are watching, and I'm gonna kind of slowly back up towards the trees to kind of figure out what's going on.
Okay. Do you want to investigate a That's not it.
That's the wrong game.
Wield your
Figure
powers.
something out. No, that's assess the situation.
Yes,
That's it.
that's the one.
Haha. With superior.
Roll with
Oh, good.
soup.
I have a decent superior. Oh, I should probably have dice out, shouldn't I?
Yeah, that's because you're a know-it-all.
Yeah, but what about my character?
Uh-huh.
All right, 2d6. Let's go.
How many AP exams did Sylvan have this year?
We don't want to talk about.
Okay.
There might have been some time turner madness happening with some sorcery, so we can take as many as possible. So that's a 7 total.
Okay. You get to ask a question.
Let's see. I mean, my knee jerk is what here can I use to locate the source of this hum? I would also accept what here is the biggest threat.
Yeah, okay. Well,
So one of those two. I'm okay with either one.
yeah. So the the what would you use is get closer to that grove of woods, right?
Right.
And you kind of move over there. Looking in, you could see like a couple kids from your school just making out behind one of the trees. Like, that's fine.
Yep.
There's no teachers over
Whatever.
here. But from the trees themselves is this buzzing sound, and then like something drops into your hair.
Uh-huh.
And you pull it out. Now, would Sylvan, I imagine Sylvan would be able to recognize a termite right away, just like somebody who's aware of trees.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm sure there are some similar bugs and insects in the Fae. Like,
Okay.
and having hung out with Sumac and Sundew, like, basic plant life and their arch nemesis, the termite, like,
Uh-huh.
this seems like something that he'd be at least on a familiar basis with.
Okay. And does he know that termites shouldn't be 3 to 4 inches long?
That I don't know.
Okay.
Probably based on pictures, but things get weird. It'll probably be more like if it is like an odd thing, he might bring it to Sumac to be like, "Hey, check out what I found."
Okay.
But
so
he's not immediately going to think it's like Danger Will Robinson. What's going on?
Okay, so while you have this, it's a dead one that fell into your hair, but you can hear there's a lot of movement in the trees, and I'm gonna have you go ahead and roll Unleash Your Powers to extend your senses,
Yeah, let's do it.
because it's odd enough, right? That termites are not usually this big.
That is an 8.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, you can mark a condition, and I'll tell you, or I'll tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Let's go with unstable or temporary.
Okay. So you get this kind of warbling sound that isn't exactly right as you're trying to tune into it, and you realize, okay, this isn't exactly magic, but something is controlling them, right? There's like some sort of thing, but then it's like, well, I don't want to listen to that anymore, right? It's like weird kind of a feedbacky kind of noise that you can easily shut off listening to. and yeah, it's just like it makes your skin crawl, and you switch off the noise.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna take this dead termite that's oddly long
Mm-hmm.
and kind of bring it over to Sumac.
Okay. Now, I think probably the tide pools are such because they're going to be somewhat near the trees. Like they would actually get some shade. If a tide pool is just in full sun all day, it's a lot of times whatever's in there is just going to get cooked. So the most active tide pools usually have some amount of shade. So I imagine you're just like straight down the beach. There's like a little bit of shade from the trees, and as you move, you're pretty sure the buzzing is following you.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of keep looking back and seeing if I see anything. If not, I'm gonna keep moving towards Sumac, but kind of keep a pivot on my head.
Yeah, okay.
Keep my
Then
head on a pivot. There we go. That's a sentence.
sure. Then I think you see, just in time, that a number of a collection of termites have gathered at some pretty heavy looking branches above the tide pool that Sundew is exploring right now. I think Sumac and Sundew are probably looking at different tide pools but nearby each other. And it just seems like there's a lot of termites in the tree right above Sundew.
And are these also big giant termites, or are they regular small? Okay, they're
Yeah.
all not great termites. I
Right.
love it. Love to see it. Okay. Let's do this then. I am going to try to... That's a terrible idea.
I like it already.
Terrible ideas are the best ideas.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
And notably, Sylvan has not shouted a warning.
Not yet.
Okay.
Because he's going to try to... Oh, that's ore. Never mind. I thought I had Stunning Beauty and Pheromones. And I was like, I'm going to alter my pheromones. Like, no, I have Stunning Beauty. That's an
Okay.
ore. So never mind that. I will... I'm going to keep moving. Yeah, I'm going to... Shit, my brain's not functioning. I'm gonna go over to head over towards Sundew and warn her about just kind of point up, because I don't want to. In Sylvan's brain at this point, he's thinking maybe the termites operate on some kind of hive mind, like bees or ants.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know that for sure, and he doesn't want the termites to hear him warn Sundew, because he's thinking, bugs in the Fae are very intelligent and scary in that way. Like, he doesn't want to give away his plan and warn Sundew out loud. So he's going to try to get to Sundew before they can enact whatever thing they're doing.
Okay.
In his brain.
So Sundew, so you're just gonna sort of like jog down to where she is?
I'm going to move a bit faster than it jogs because I do have legendary speed.
Okay.
So not
Okay.
in an alarming quick pace, but definitely faster than I normally would be able to move.
Okay, so in the little bit before that, as you were observing and trying to figure out what's going on and listening to them and all that, just a quick little rewind. Sundew, the tide pool you're looking in, you're finding all sorts of little tadpoles and fish eggs and all sorts of interesting things to look at. But then you're finding like little you're finding these little like flakes of something. And you're like, what is this? And then you realize you're like finding sawdust kind of in the water, which is pretty
Unusual.
weird.
Yeah.
What kind of reaction would that provoke for you?
Curious. I think she would probably try to find the source of the sawdust, like see where it's more concentrated and see if she can locate like where it's coming from.
Okay. So, how are you gonna look for that? And like, would your powers help you with that, or are you just gonna look around first?
I don't. Well, she does have superhuman senses,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
and
Let's
wood has a particular smell.
It sure does. Let's unleash your powers to extend your senses.
Let's use smell-o-vision about it.
Yeah. Roll plus freak.
Okay. What is my? Oh, I didn't. I forgot to pick the assortment
that you get a +1.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you can put it in freak.
Oh, right. That's maxed out. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out in a minute. I'll just roll. I get a +3 to freak. Whoop. So 7 + 3 is a 10.
Oh, nice. Okay. So yeah, you extend your senses and you sniff the air and you realize like, okay, yeah, this is definitely from this pine tree that's right nearby. There's, like no one is cutting wood. That's pretty strange. And so you're just looking around, like trying to find where this is, and you finally sort of look up as Sylvan zips up next to you. And Sylvan, right as you get there, you're like, Sundu. And Sundu's sort of looking up into the tree, and then there's this loud crack as an enormous branch, like, probably couldn't fully wrap your arms around it, just falls out of the tree and is falling straight towards Sundu. Just got a split second or so, and Sumac, that noise certainly would have gotten your attention. So what do we want to do about it?
I think now that she's a little bit more familiar with her strength, she is going to want to protect her friend. And since she's tall, she's going to try and catch it.
Okay.
Catch the tree.
Okay, cool. This is a little bit dangerous, so I'm going to have you unleash your powers, actually, maybe. Hold, please. Yeah, the branch is just falling, and you can certainly reach up and try to catch it. And you have mighty strength, so that's not really an issue. But I'm gonna have you roll directly engage a threat, because you have actually been attacked. Spoiler, it's not an accident. So I'm gonna have you roll that, and if you roll well, you're not gonna have to mark a condition or take damage or anything. But I want to see how that goes. So let's roll plus danger.
Plus danger, okay.
Oh, actually, you said specifically you wanted to defend Sylvan.
Yes.
So let's roll plus savior and use the defend move.
Can I roll plus danger instead?
If you want to fight the branch, then yes. If you want to protect Sylvan, then no.
I want both.
Mm-hmm. It sounded, the first thing you said was, I want to protect my friends.
It is. Can I put my +1 in savior?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Then it doesn't matter. Ooh. I got a 6.
Ooh, okay.
Do we have any team in the pool?
Well, we have one. We always start with one, and then we're about to enter combat with a dangerous foe. But, Sylvan, I'm not going to let you aid on defending you. However, Sumac, if there is a way you can engage the situation, you can see what's going on, right? There's this branch is falling, and Sundu's like, no, Sylvan is like doing the mom grab, Sylvan, no. Just the mom straight arm.
That's probably why it's not going well, because she's trying to one-handed with her offhand catch the gigantic branch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just looks like it's not going to totally work out, Sumak. It looks like a sort of tenuous situation. So how would you don't have to roll anything to help. You just have to say, I want to use a team. You would give Sundu a +1. I just need to know how you're helping.
I'm trying to figure out exactly how I would be able to. I think that um there is like a oh, I let me know if you think this would be too much. That it's like I want to use a team and help her by extending my senses to like cause some of the wood inside this branch to rot.
Oh, well, that would be reshaping your environment, but same move. Yeah.
To like so that when it hits Sundu's hand, it kind of breaks around them.
Yes.
Rather than squishing them.
I'm okay with that, but I will need you to roll Unleash Your Powers to help in that way.
Okay. Let me.
Dorkler Canada, nobody needs fleshy termite wings.
But what if we did, though?
I mean, but I'm just but what if yes?
Or extra, like, weird bug appendages to catch the thing?
And that's an 8 on the dice. I'm taking a thread because it's doubles. And +3, that's an 11.
Oh my. Okay, yes. So, yes, you cause that wood to immediately start to rot. You get all the little microbes in there doing their jobs in super speed. It's sort of like the the time lapse that we all watch in science class.
Like the old Disney nature documentary thing.
Right. And Sundu, just as you realize you've not really like stopping, like you're stopping the skinny part of the branch, and then the heavy part of the branch is about to land on Sylvan. And you're like, oh no, I've not planned this out correctly. But ultimately it hits both of you, but you're both fine. You're also sturdy superheroes, right? It hits you and it just sort of explodes into a mass of sort of rotted wood. It's a little mushy. It's a little full of microbes. But it is also not injuring you. And it will... Now... I should say, on a defend, on a 7 to 9, which is what this gets to, it costs you. Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. But, Sam, on a hit, you also keep them safe and get to choose one of the things from the list on defend. So,
Okay.
I think exposing yourself to danger is the thing that makes the most sense. So... I'm going to have you, even though we got it up to a 7, it's, I'm going to have you, I'll let you just mark a condition rather than take a powerful blow this time, because it did dissolve quite quickly. But what condition would you like to mark?
Let's see, what are my options? Oh. What are the conditions? Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna mark, guilty because she feels bad that she, like, didn't do a better job of catching the branch, and they still got, like, showered with bits of splintery bits and stuff.
Yeah, and maybe even a little guilty that she needed help, right? Like, it's pretty obvious that Sumak pitched in. So, pitch. Nope. Okay. Perfect.
I thought pitch was like oil.
It is. It's like a tar.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. So the branch disintegrates. Sundu, you effectively defend Sylvan. And do you want to add a team to the pool, or take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition?
Let's add a team to the pool.
Okay. So we'll put that one back in, and now we have to go through and do the current team pool because we have entered combat. Okay. Hold on. When you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, that is what's happening. Okay, I have notebooks galore and no pens. That's my crime.
It's like 10,000 spoons, and all you need is a knife.
Yep. That is annoying, but
if you
not
do it
irony.
right, spoons can be knives. Would you like a pen?
Hey, I made quite the discovery recently. I got mayonnaise out of the jar with a spoon, and it spreads. The spoon spread the mayonnaise just fine. And trying to get out with a straight knife was ridiculous. Straight things are ridiculous. And,
Well, yes.
and I got the mayonnaise out with the spoon, and the spoon spread the mayonnaise on my sandwich just fine. Why have I been using a knife? Has everyone else been using spoons and no one told me?
Well, no, I don't eat mayonnaise because
Neither do I.
Well, okay, peanut butter, jelly, mustard, anything you might get out of a jar.
I mean, I've been using knives, but like mainly because that way you don't have to like scrape the inside of the spoon on the corner of your sandwich to like get the last of the spread out of the bowl with the spoon. And it's not like, I mean, mainly that for me is a peanut butter situation. Like mustard,
I would just
my mustard comes like the one I use most often is a squeezy thing.
Yeah, I have a squeeze
So I
bottle
use
too.
nothing. Like I literally just use like whatever the inside of my sandwich is to spread it around.
Yep, ditto.
One less thing to clean.
Yep. Well, anyway, that was my adventure. Okay, so we've entered battle against a dangerous foe. If the leader has influence over every teammate, I'm not sure we have a leader. Is that
Mars on
accurate?
a family mission.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say we're kind of leaderless at the moment.
Okay. If everyone has the same purpose in the fight, I think so. I don't mind giving you that one. Oh, sorry. You're actually supposed to start fight with 2 team pool. So you used one and then got one back, and then we get 1 for having the same purpose. We're up to 3 now.
Sweet.
If any team member mistrusts the leader or the team, right? Is there any mistrust so far? Now, Sumak, you have a rival, but I don't know if that means you don't trust her.
No, that's more like a I mean it's nerd one-upmanship, not
Okay.
mistrust.
Yeah, I get that. And if your team is ill-prepared or off-balance, I am going to take that one. So we're back down to 2 team. So we have 2 team in the pool that I will keep track of, and it's used for helping folks. So feel free to do with that as you will. You can also use it to help yourself if you can say how you're acting selfishly, and that's okay too. So after the branch lands and like disintegrates, there's just splinters and fractured bits of wood all over the place. The termites descend and also enlarge as they drop. They are quickly passing cat size to like pit bull sized. I would say dog size, but dogs run a lot of ranges, so they're not like Fenris size yet.
Like medium dog size.
Yes, medium dog, like 40, 50 pound, good sized dog, but still fully the shape of a termite. They're not like mutating, they're just growing, right?
Bug.
And there are hundreds of them. So they're also, we commence with the running and the screaming on the beach, right? Everyone is seeing this happening and turning and all of that. Let's see. How do I ask this question without giving away the game? Um, I'm going to ask who has the highest superior?
I have a +2.
I have
Okay.
a -1,
Okay.
so it's not gonna be me.
Okay. That's probably it, but I want to give Sumak the chance to get back and see what we can do. Oh, I've got a good idea. Actually, we didn't really get a mid-show break today, so why don't we just take a quick 4-minute and
Yeah.
4-minute bio, and we shall return momentarily.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. See y'all in a sec. And we have returned. Almost. We've 75% returned. We'll just have another little moment here. A bit of a vamp. I'm curious for folks in chat, have you played Masks before? Is there a playbook that you love to see? What works for you? I personally, that outsider that I played from the future to come back and warn about something was eventually filled by an expansion playbook called the Harbinger, which is specifically a traveler with news from the future. And I was like, that's what I wanted. That's awesome. I like that it's, the outsider was fun because it also has, it's a lot about dealing with connections to where you come from, and the idea that I was like needed to be in contact with the future and they're asking me things about how things are going was kind of fun, but that gets a little complicated. Like, if you're going to change the past, how in touch with the future are you really? The outsider has stuff about your family wanting you to come home. So it wasn't the perfect fit. So when the Harbinger came out, I was super, super pumped, and I've just never really had a chance to play it yet. So hoping to get that chance eventually.
A lot of those new playbooks are really cool, but we kind of discovered that they kind of become really complicated if you try to add more than one.
Yeah.
So like the newborn and
like a lot of them come with their own like little set of like, and this adds this to the game.
Yeah.
Like I played the Sentinel. Is that what it was called?
I think so.
For the Spider-Verse campaign, and it's like, okay, well, this comes with an entire organization. Luckily, that already existed like in your universe, but still, it can be difficult if you're adding it into.
Yeah, or the soldier or something, right? Isn't that the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started with an S.
Yeah. It's a good playbook, but and then if you have the newborn, there's a whole bunch around the fact that there's this new entity, and they're, you have to do all the tropes of like, hello, I'm never been in the world before, and now I'm learning what a hot dog is, or, whatever, like all that stuff is... So if you have more than one of those in the same game, it's a little clunky. But adding one of those to the game can be really fun.
And it's also nice to have like the world itself of Mass expand some.
Yeah.
So I've really enjoyed like the new content.
Sure.
Even though I don't, obviously haven't played with much of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well,
I do enjoy the Delinquent. That is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah,
my favorites to play. Just things that are fun and amusing.
No, there's good stuff in there. Okay, so as the tree branch lands, shatters, there's all these 40, 50-pound termites coming out of the woods at you, and there's all the running and the screaming, except you turn around and you realize there's one person on the beach who has not turned around to run and scream. You recognize a kind of an anti-hero around town. It's not like she's a villain, but she's known to have kind of transformation powers and to be able to control insects and enlarge or shrink them back down insects. And in fact, when she transforms, she actually has like big, sort of multifaceted eyes, and that's effectively her mask, right? It's really hard to tell who it is. She also has like 2 sets of insect wings, sort of like dragonfly wings. She also, like, her arms and legs are so long. You don't realize at first, but she actually has like 2 elbows and 2 knees in each limb. Her fingers all have an extra joint. And so she has this sort of, long, extended, sort of creepy, gangly look, but is mostly done good around the city and some mischief, right? But not like straight up villainy. And I think the thing that's most striking is that this person, one, I could use a good like super name for this person, but it seems they must have stolen Regina's cover-up, because somehow she has the same cover-up that Regina was wearing earlier, and is otherwise wearing the also really like the exact same style of bikini that Regina had on.
So coincidental.
It's just a really weird coincidence, I guess. Ooh, Mayfly. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I like that.
That's not bad. Dorkler Canada comes up with the best hero names. He came up with Boulette. That was amazing. We might stick with that. We'll leave it a little open. We'll tentatively go forward with Mayfly for now. But yeah, it's clear. She like her creepy long arms are outstretched and is clearly kind of directing where these termites go. It's now we can think back to those giant ants that were going along and collecting trash for someone. Must have been somebody at your school. It's hard to imagine who that would be at this point, but you know, what do you do?
I rolled for burn, and I got an 8, and I marked angry.
Okay, noted. Duly noted.
How dare you attack my friend and my boyfriend?
Yeah. Sylvan?
I think Sylvan is he's gonna kind of piece this together, like, oh, she's control. Okay, be right back, and I'm gonna kind of do the fun speedster moment of running around Mayfly, to kick up some sand to kind of break her line of sight between her buggo buddies. And
Sure.
Yeah, that's his plan, is to kind of like do a little sand tornado to kind of keep her separated.
Do a little dance.
You know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's reshape your environment. Roll plus freak.
Yay, freak is a good thing. Okay. That is a 7 on the dice plus 2 freak. That's a 9.
Okay. Do you want to mark a condition or have it be unstable or temporary?
I'll mark a condition. I'm gonna mark guilty because I probably should have warned Sundew about that branch earlier, but I thought I was being smart. I was using my noodle. At least I thought I was. We've lost you. Or
Yeah. Hi.
there we go. Okay.
You said unstable or temporary?
No, I went guilty. I marked
Oh,
him
okay.
guilty.
So this is a solid thing that you just feel bad about.
It's more residual of I should have told Sundew about the branch. Like, I thought I was being smart and clever by outsmarting the clearly telepathic termites, and really that just caused more trouble than they were worth. So he's feeling kind of guilty, residual guilt about that.
Okay. Cool. I'm just double checking a picture of something. Yep, that's horrible. Yeah. All right. And Sundew, what is your reaction to what's happening? A little sand tornado has started to spin up around Mayfly.
Okay. Well, we've got so the termites are coming at us, right?
Yes, the termites are coming out of the woods, and then Mayfly's over on the beach, kind of off. So the woods are off to your sort of left, but really close. And then Mayfly is maybe 40 or 50 yards up the beach, like down along the water a little bit. But Sylvan's super fast, so we got over there really quick.
Okay. Do I have any of that branch left? Or is it kind of like completely disintegrated?
It's not disintegrated, but there's probably no pieces bigger than, like just if you were to shatter a piece of wood, it's,
Yeah.
Nothing longer than, 8 or 10 inches and not super big. It's all like splinters, basically.
Okay.
And not the kind that can teach you martial arts, unfortunately.
No, that doesn't
Rats.
sound fun. That's right.
Okay, take a thread.
Yeah.
Well, Mayfly seems to be the source of this kerfuffle, so I think what I'm gonna do is take that tightly tied up bag of trash that I have in my hand
Mm-hmm.
and use my super strength to throw it at her.
Okay. Now, Sylvan is literally running circles around her.
Yeah, but I figure if I throw it like
Lob
high,
it. Sure.
lob it, it'll come down on top of her.
Okay. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's, okay, now, I think ultimately this is directly engage a threat.
Yeah.
Because you would like to do harm, if you could.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I would.
so let's roll plus danger.
Okay, let's roll plus danger. Uh-oh, that one fell off the table.
Oh, floor dice don't count.
You better.
It is known.
Okay. Oh, I got an 8.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, you get to pick one of the options on the list there.
Okay.
And if you don't pick resist or avoid their blows, the termites are gonna get a chomp, and you'll probably have to take a powerful blow. But that's just one of the options you could pick.
I think I'm gonna take something from them.
Okay. What do you want to take?
I would like to take. Well, I guess I will take her like attention from her. Like it's gonna be distracting to be hit with a ball of trash.
Yeah, well, maybe you're creating an opportunity for your allies.
Oh, maybe that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay. So yeah, she was getting ready to do something about Sylvan running around her, and then this bag of trash lobs over, and Sylvan, I think you're able to see it and time this, and sort of like, like when you're bowling, you're like, nah, nah, but you can actually get it a little bit with your wind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bag of trash just smacks Mayfly in the face. It's, the bag splits, it goes everywhere. Also, she, like, her arms get in there, and she has, like, pretty sharp edges to some of her hands. Like, maybe her fingernails are real sharp. It's hard to tell, but they're real sharp. And she, like, shreds through it. But, yeah, she's real absorbed with the sandstorm and the trash bag, and it is very distracted by that. However, Sundew, the termites swarm out of the woods and tackle you, and are doing a chomp. So we have to have you roll take a powerful blow.
Okay.
Which is roll plus the current number of conditions that you have, which I think is just the one.
1, yeah.
And you want to roll low on this.
Okay. Do a low, you guys. Good job. Okay, so I got 3 on the dice. Plus 1 is 4.
Oh, that's excellent. Okay, that's nothing worse happens. So you don't have to mark a condition, and you mark potential for failing the roll, right? You failed to take more damage. So good job.
I failed at that. Yay.
I really like that as a system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's check in. Sumak, you've powered up. You can see what else is going on here. Sundew seems like she's in the most immediate danger, but your boyfriend's also going up against an unknown quantity in the city. I hesitate to say straight up villain, but you know what I mean.
mean girl.
Yeah.
I think that for the moment I'm gonna take care of Sunday, who seems to be having the most problems, because I have trust in Sylvan.
Mm,
He can hold off for a little while. He can go toe to toe with the bitch queen.
sure.
Not that I would ever think it out loud, but like, dealing with Titania gave him a bunch of practice.
Yep.
But so I'm gonna use Reality Storm
Ooh.
to channel a destructive burst with my powers.
Okay. That lets you unleash your powers instead of directly engage a threat?
Basically, it's spend one burn to directly engage a threat using your powers, and I roll freak instead of danger.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you get to roll freak instead of danger. Awesome.
Yeah. And that's a 10.
It will cause unwanted collateral damage.
Yes.
Okay.
But if you're cool with this, the way I want to unleash my powers is by summoning the birds from the forest. Because birds are the natural predators of termites.
Okay.
And so they eat them.
Well, we would need really big birds.
Because they are, oh, I forgot they're giant termites.
Yeah.
Seagulls? Are they big enough?
Maybe. I'm
Like
just like,
size
I'm
of
having a hard
medium
time
dogs.
picturing a seagull eating a, like, pit bull.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to go a different route with it. I'll still do the same, but if there are more sorry, I just forgot that they were giant termites.
Yeah, I mean, it's also possible that you could, like, I know you can manipulate, like, could you
Pelicans.
enlarge the birds at all?
Yeah.
What about pelicans? They got really big mouths.
Oh, yeah.
Some enlarged pelicans would certainly be able to do some damage.
Or if I enlarge seagulls.
Yep, that too.
Seagulls are terrifying.
Yes.
They are.
And will eat
And they're
literally
there.
anything.
They're there because we're on the beach.
Yep.
We've already stirred them up because we've been on the beach and picking up trash. And they're like, hey, I was eating that.
Yep. Can I have
I'm
it?
like, that's bad for you. That's bad for you.
Yep.
And I'm like, don't judge my diet.
Yep. But what's
I'm
good
like,
for you is eating termites like you normally eat. Bugs.
Exactly.
Bugs
I'm
are
like,
good for
look,
birds.
Look, there's a buffet. It's a self-serving buffet.
Okay, so your reality storm is enlarging a bunch of seagulls and directing them to attack the giant termites on the beach.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Raiders, welcome. Thanks so much
Hello.
for coming by.
Hello. And yes, Dorkwood Canada is right. The termites kind of look like giant French fries that are just like more squirmy than normal French fries.
Yep. Okay. So
So I will it will cause unwanted collateral damage.
okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think these giant, sort of, I mean, birds are already part dinosaur, so these just go pterodactyl size and start picking up these giant termites. I mean, there are hundreds of these termites, and you maybe get like a dozen seagulls, but they're definitely doing damage, right? They're swooping in and chomping and eating and making a big mess. But I think these giant seagulls don't necessarily know how big they are, and a few of them flap and like hit the side of there was like a little tree that was kind of ready to grow big, but it gets knocked over and lands in the parking lot and across like 3 cars, just crunch. But your seagull friends are in fact doing damage. So They, yeah, that's what's happening. Let's see. I'm going
like
to
when I hear the secondary crunch of the cars in the parking lot, I'm kind of like, ooh,
definitely. I didn't do that. Mayfly did that.
um,
But no, we can see all the people in the parking lot, the like dozen teenagers at least with their phones out filming you. So that is definitely a thing that's happening. But I'm gonna make a hard move here. Sylvan,
Yeah.
a number of insects spring out of the sand. I don't know if you know what sand fleas look like.
Oh, yeah.
But as you're, whirling this sand around, it also hauls up a bunch of sand fleas, which wouldn't be a problem if they were still like a centimeter. But, oh no, they're actually smaller than that. They're pretty tiny. And the fact that they're tiny is why, like, they're enlarging quickly, but, in this sort of bullet time issue, there's only so big they can get in this instant. So they get to be about the size of, like a sparrow, and like maybe even the size of a baseball, right? Like they're pretty big, and there's dozens of them. Again, like there's just always so many bugs around. We often don't notice that. But they grab at you, they try to bite you, they try to do whatever they can, and they trip you up as you're running in circles here. You were already starting to get dizzy a little bit. And so I'm going to have you just take a powerful blow as they send you sprawling across the sand, and we'll see how bad it got.
Cool. Let's do it.
And thank you for all the follows, folks. A whole bunch of those went by really fast, and it's much appreciated. Thank you.
Yay. Okay, here we go.
yay, new peoples.
These are my nice looking dice that roll terribly usually. Let's see how this goes. You sons of bitches.
Betrayal.
So that's a 9 on the dice with my one condition is a 10.
Oh, that's very bad.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And like my favorite of the pair of dice is the one that rolled the 6. So
Oh, well,
it's just rude.
That's going to jail.
Hmm.
Okay. So on a 10 plus, I know you know this, but for the audience, on a 10 plus, choose one. You must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. Flee. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, right? Not a little bit, but terribly. Or pick 2 options from the 7 to 9 list, which are also bad. So,
Well, I'm feeling generous, and I would love to give Jason the gift of me losing control of myself or my powers in a terrible way. So, you're welcome.
This is good. I like this. Now, describe your ability set again. Your power set.
Absolutely. So my abilities are, if I can get to that correct page, there it is. Stunning Beauty,
Mm-hmm.
Radical Shapeshifting,
Mm-hmm.
Sorcery, and Legendary Speed.
Okay. Yeah, I think the radical shapeshifting is gonna have to kick in here, and directly opposed to the Stunning Beauty. You basically go the route of the fly, but Sand Flea Man.
Good.
So, a Stunning Beauty is currently not available to you as an ability unless you want to charm sand fleas.
Got it.
But you are stuck in this condition. You're about the same size you normally are, but your Stunning Beauty and Radical Shapeshifting are currently unavailable to you as you were trying to react to this situation, but it went all out of whack. You were moving too fast. You just got in it too quickly. Weren't expecting sand fleas all over the place, and they're also growing in size currently. So the Yeah, you get knocked to the ground, and as you're getting up from the sand, you feel your face, and you realize it's like the head of a sand flea, but your size, and that's horrendous. So yeah, that's now. I don't think you have to mark a condition on top of that, right?
I don't think so. I think it's just lose my control of myself in a terrible way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Okay, so yeah, and the Sundew and Sumac, you could see. Well, actually, I think what we see so far is Sylvan get smacked across the beach and land, but we see him kind of like hands and knees, like trying to get back up. We can't see his face yet from where you two are. Just the audience has panned over there, and we see what's going on. But let's head back to Sundew and Sumac. What's going on by the trees? And the seagulls.
Oh, my poor giant bird army.
Oh yeah. Oh, we should probably get Sundew in here. What?
Yeah.
You
Well,
were.
I think now that the bird army has kind of rescued me from the gigantic termites, especially if Sylvan has been smacked down, basically, I think she is going to feel compelled to run into the fray with Mayfly,
Okay.
and just try and use some of that inhuman might.
Okay. It is you may potentially catch her off guard because she just put all this energy into sending Sylvan flying. She's not completely turned her back to you, but she'd sent him flying. You could see these giant sand fleas cropping up all around her. Her giant four, dragonfly wings are spread out as she's clearly very agitated and like, "Argh!" She's not yelling or saying anything per se, but you could just see that she's extremely tense and agitated and trying to do something. So, okay, so you want to run in and directly
I
engage a
basically
threat.
want to just like T-bone her with my body.
Yeah, okay, let's roll plus danger.
Okay.
Oh,
I
did you decide on your moves as well? Because sometimes those can change.
I did. I'm wondering if I can use Unstoppable for this, which is when you smash your way through scenery to get to or away from something, roll plus danger. On a hit, the world breaks before you and you get what you want. On 7 to 9,
Oh,
you choose one.
yeah, there really isn't anything between you and what you want.
Okay.
So, with the birds here, that's
Gotcha.
you can stomp a couple of bugs and just get on your way. So, that's I don't think you need that one. I think there's one that lets you use freak instead of danger when you fight. But I don't know which ones you picked.
I don't see one that lets me use freak instead
Okay.
of danger when I fight, because I definitely would have picked that.
Oh, let me just double check your list here. I might be thinking of that Nova move that Sumac just used.
Yeah, there's one that you can use freak instead of mundane when you're comforting someone.
Oh yeah,
helpful.
or when you frighten people, you can roll freak.
Yeah.
Be the monster.
I did take that one.
Okay.
But I think I'm trying less to frighten her and more to just bulldoze her.
Okay. Cool. Oh, I was kind of thinking of backwards I am not my body, but that doesn't do anything like what I was suggesting. So,
Okay.
I'm just like wrong 6 ways. So, let's roll danger for directly engage a threat.
Let's give it a try. Come on, dice. Do a good job. That's not the worst job you've ever done.
That doesn't sound great.
Well, I got a 7.
Okay. Just to no, that's fine. I don't need to modify that. So on a 7, you get to pick one of the things below. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go because I'm directly engaging a threat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go resist or avoid their blows.
Okay, great. So you don't have to mark a condition, but she does. What does this look like as you take a swing?
So I think Sundu is not very proficient at fighting. She just knows that she has a lot of strength.
Yeah.
So she basically just full out runs at Mayfly and just keeps running.
Oh, like
straight
tackles
through
her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like shoulder check. Gets a little bit low 'cause,
Yeah.
for the angle, but yeah, just full on blindsides her.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you both like tumble down into the sand, right? Yeah, you tackle her to the ground. She is trying to deal with you. Like, she has a really good grapple technique because she has too many segments of her arms and legs, and they bend in real weird ways. So that this could be a progressing situation. But you dealt a condition to her, and she is tackled to the ground with you.
Sweet.
So that is a situation you are nominally in control of for now.
I feel like for Sundu, when she uses her power, she becomes like the bog water seeps to the surface, so she's a little bit slippery. Maybe that's why she can't get a good grip on
Yeah,
me.
I like that. That makes sense. I mean, I hate it, but that's good. So,
The
yeah, she
second game I
sweats
played
bog
in-
water. That's horrendous.
This is the second game I played in where one of the PCs sweats strange mystic water.
Okay, great.
And I love hate it.
It's
Every
gross,
time.
and I love it.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Okay, so as that happens, the Sumac, I think you have the best view of this. The termites like shudder a little bit and stop what they're doing when Mayfly gets tackled to the ground, and then slowly start defending themselves again against the birds, and are doing their best. They're also just so big and heavy, even though the seagulls are giant as well. It's bizarre, right? It's a pretty bizarre sight for anyone to look on. But I want to get back to Sylvan getting up out of the sand, who's ugly now. What do you want to do about it?
I want to not be ugly. No, I'm kidding. Except I'm not, but that's fine. I love it. Okay, so my plan was Sylvan's gonna reach for his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And when he first got here, he was very interested in what the humans believed fairy tales were. And so read up on all the fairy tales that are there. One of which was the Pied Piper of Hamelin. So he wants to use his phone and use my ability, Alien Tech, and I want to try to manipulate my phone to basically counteract the ability that Mayfly is using.
Okay.
To basically get the creatures to obey me instead of her.
Okay.
So that's that plan.
Play the song of her people, of their
Basically.
people.
Okay. No, I like that as a sort of Pied Piper enchantment to come out of your phone speaker. I think we could definitely unleash your powers to try that. I will say, too, as you're getting up and kind of like muttering to yourself, you also realize that your mouth parts can't make regular words. You're just chittering. So just be aware of that. If it won't be like if you're trying to call out to someone, it's not going to be intelligible yet.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that. And actually, I'm using a move called Alien Tech.
Yeah.
When you alter a human device, so I get to roll Freak.
Yep. Freak.
Perfect.
Okay, great.
All right, listen, you. It's your chance to redeem yourselves.
And for our viewers, in this case, Alien is from the Fae, but works for our purposes.
So that is a 6 on the dice plus 2 is an 8.
Okay. And what does it say? What does that move say on a 7 and 9?
On a hit, you create a device that can do something impossible once and then fizzle.
Okay.
You roll a 10 plus, I can do other things. On a miss, it would be something else.
Okay. So you just wanted to counteract her signal, not like take over the bugs or anything like that, right?
Ideally, with a 10 plus, I would have gone with the take over the bug situation.
Sure.
But at this point, I'll take a nullify. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that does it. And the only problem is, I'm going to add a complication nonetheless, is it's also messing with your ears. As you send out this just like sonic bomb, and it breaks the tie. You're also able to tell that she has this weird mix of like telepathy / magic, but it's not, like it's a weird superpower thing. But you're able to interrupt that. It unfortunately also interrupts you. And so remind me, you're going to have just a -1 forward. So your next roll is going to be at -1. It's not forever and it's not, drastic or whatever, but you are having a like, moment. However, the bugs all start to retreat and shrink. So that is super effective.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Sylvan uses magic. It's super effective. Sumac, the giant seagulls are having a much easier time scooping up mouthfuls of termites that are increasingly smaller and smaller. What do you want to do?
I am going to use a different kind of reality storm to extend like all the kelp and seaweed that's around where Mayfly is.
Oh, like from the water line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To try to like assist Sundew in like now that they're on the ground, now that she's pinned down, like to use them kind of as restraints.
Okay, and you have one burn left, right?
I've only spent one.
Yeah, and you had 2.
So I had 3.
Oh, that's right. Hold 3 on 7 and 9. Yeah, I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, I just
okay, so
use that to
as a forewarning. Collateral damage in this case, the only unwanted thing you could cause is damage to Sundew.
I will use 2 to avoid the collateral damage in that case.
Great.
Because I'm like really focused and I want to trap Mayfly only.
Yep. Got it. Okay. So 2 burn, you set it off, and you get to roll directly engage a threat with Freak.
Nice. So I love you, purple die. So that's a 7 on the dice, a 6 and a 1. That's why purple die gets my love, and the other die does not.
Okay.
And that was +3, and makes that a 10.
Holy moly. Okay, I forgot you were so freaky. Okay, so the seaweed and kelp and whatnot sort of slowly starts and then just goes shoot, and just shoots up the beach, grabbing Mayfly's legs and wrapping around them and like kind of pulling her away. Sundew, as you're like tussling on the ground, you could feel Mayfly kind of getting like pulled away from you, and you could see all of the like kelp and stuff flying in. You're like, oh, that's probably Sumac. But let's skip right to Sundew. Sundew, what do you do about it?
I think I'm gonna take that opportunity to double down on, now that the kelp is kind of restraining her. I don't feel like I need to pummel her quite as much. So I'm gonna switch tactics and be the monster and try and intimidate or frighten her into standing down from the fight.
Okay, I like that. I think normally if it was just one-on-one, I would have had you at a disadvantage here, but she has lost control of her bugs. She's being dragged into the water. There's a lot of things in your favor here. So that's gonna overcome Regina's ridiculous unearned confidence. So let's roll for it.
Excellent. Okay. So, and I get to roll plus freak. Yay!
Yeah.
All right, dice. Do a good job. We're gonna make it weird. Okay, well, this one is committed to doing a good job. This one is unconvinced. But I still got a 10.
Oh my gosh.
We're
Okay.
so freaky.
We have a very freaky group here. Sylvan, what's your freak?
+2. So yeah, we're
Oh, that's right. Jay
We're
is
pretty
the
solid.
normal one. That's why he's the face.
And then Noir was also the much more
Right.
standard savior,
Yep.
as opposed to make it weird until they stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you got a 10 on Be the Monster. On a hit, they're
Yes.
thrown off and make themselves vulnerable to you. On a 10 plus, choose one. Which one would you like to pick?
On a 10 plus, choose one. Wait, where is the list?
Under
Sorry.
Be the Monster, it's like one bad thing.
Oh, frighten, intimidate, or cow others.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I want to intimidate her.
Oh, no. There's the little like bullet points after the.
Oh, on a 10 plus, choose one.
Yeah.
Okay. I think probably frighten others you had not intended to scare.
Okay. Yeah, I think a number of your classmates up in the parking lot who've been filming all this are like, oh, and you could see people kind of like backing away from you, which doesn't feel great in the
Yeah. So I think they've probably seen her like use her strength a little bit, but they haven't seen her go full
Yeah.
like
What is your
bug person about it.
Yeah, what does your large Marge look like?
Well, I think she like grows in size, and she has unsettling eyes is one of the ones
Uh-huh.
that I took. So normally she just has kind of like a swampy eye situation, but like full sclera, like
Yeah.
if your eyeball was just completely covered in like bog moss,
Sure.
kind of. Uh, so yeah, she's got these like just full wall-to-wall eyeball of just like bog moss. She is like water is pouring out, and I think as she like talks, she like drips water.
Oh yeah. That's
yeah.
horrible. And
Yeah.
what if even like the ground around you is starting to get soggy? I know it's sand, but
Yeah.
like it's like you're getting little like black pools of water and
I love that.
and just like gunk.
Yeah, just like gross, brackish,
Yeah.
standing water type situation.
Okay. Yeah. So, Sumac and Sylvan, you'll get to decide how you feel about that ultimately, but that's yeah, that's the situation that Sundu, you just stand up as Mayfly's being dragged towards the water, giving her the stink eye, so to speak, and and she's just being dragged down the beach towards the water. And looks like she kind of wants to give up.
Good plan.
So what do we do? What do we do about that? She's not actually saying I give up, but it looks like she's trying to get away. So we have the option of letting her get away or trying to capture her for the authorities or Principal Madrox if this happens to be a student from your school. It's hard to imagine that being the case, but it might be. Somebody who really appreciates Regina's fashion sense and style.
I usually look to like Noir for more reasonable opinions, but in this case, I'm gonna look to Sylvan.
You
and
see a bug
what,
face.
and see what she did to him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, that's true.
and she doesn't get to run away like a little coward. She's going to face what she did.
Okay. So Sumac, it sounds like you want to try and tie her up. Is that right?
Yes, but
Yeah.
she's gonna spend like but first she ends up like halfway in the water before I realize like what I'm actually doing.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh no, no.
Right. No, we're
Maybe
not going
not
to drown
that.
someone. Yeah.
but like her legs are in the water.
Yeah.
And then the seaweed just gets really tight
Yeah.
to like hold her there. Where I'm like, I'm so mad.
Mm.
I'm not gonna cross lines that shouldn't be crossed, but I'm very, very angry.
Okay. I'm gonna have you just unleash your powers. No Nova. Oh, unless you have there's like a Nova trap. Do you have? I think like moat or shield could be used.
I have shielding.
Moat is supposed to be a barrier. But yeah, if you want to do like an inverted shield to sort of, call it that. Oh, but I think you're out of burn anyway.
I am.
So if we have to roll either way, I'm just gonna have you roll regular old freak, and and unleash your powers that way.
Okay. And I rolled an 8.
Okay. So it's you can mark a condition or tell me how it's unstable or temporary. It sounds like
sorry.
you'd rather mark a condition.
I would.
Yeah.
I would. I'm also going to feel guilty that I came so close to crossing lines that I shouldn't.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Also, in the distance, we see a dozen enormous seagulls flying into the sunset. A new species being introduced to Earth's beaches.
Probably fine.
Yep.
I mean, that's not that many.
Yeah, it's just a dozen. Like, it's not, they're not gonna lay eggs and procreate and multiply.
You know what? Humans have really taken out way too many of the apex predators of Earth's natural habitats anyway.
The bog is the friends we made along the way. This is good. Our chat is the best chat.
The bog comes from within.
Yeah. Okay. So
no French fry will be safe. Entire French fry stands will go.
Yeah, I think with taking that condition and everything else that led up to this, the seaweed wraps her up, and all this happened within just moments. And we see like 3 Madroxes coming down the beach, clearly with the I leave you alone for 5 minutes. And is coming down to help take care of the situation. Sylvan, you're hideous.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want to try magic about it?
I do want to try a magic about it. Even if I can't physically change myself, at least do an illusion, so a bit of glamour.
Well, hold on. Are we doing transformation magic or glamour?
Oh, I'm going to try transformation magic.
Yeah, great. What could go wrong?
That's the plan. Wait, no, not you. You're bad. Bad dice. That's better. Yeah, so that would be a 10.
Oh,
with
great.
Powers.
Yeah. No, you managed to grab control of what it was that had happened, the conflux of your powers, like altering how your phone works, mixing with her, sort of signaling abilities, and you're able to, you can feel like your skull and face and everything sort of crunching back into place.
Mm-hmm.
And
I imagine it's very much the reverse of that Beetlejuice scene.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And you get that,
Ugh.
Yep. And thank you for joining us all the way from around the world, Scone. But yeah, we're set in the West Coast United States for now, Northern California. Okay, so yes, you have repaired your face and skull, and all of your insect bits are back to your normal Sylvan bits. And Madrox is able to take over for you. You all, so Mayfly doesn't change shape here because she's essentially in costume. But you do hear Madrox quietly saying, Regina, we talked about this. And, you know, she's in trouble, but they are not revealing to the world that Mayfly is Regina. But,
But we
spoiler,
know.
it was Regina the whole time.
It was Regina all along.
I think nice.
So good.
Well done.
There's just like a montage, like mental images of for Sundew of like the food going on Regina, and then the trash going on to Mayfly, and she's like, oh, she's gonna be extra mad now.
Yep. But I imagine we also get the montage of the number of times you, Sundew, have been, you know, inundated by gnats, or, you know, mites got into the greenhouse somehow, you know, or, you know, that time you had like 15 mosquito bites, all that kind of stuff.
Fun fact: the plant Sundew eats fungus gnats.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yep. I have a few to keep the fungus gnats off of the plants.
Ooh,
in the
okay.
house.
Cool.
Carnivorous buddies.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I think that's our adventure for today. It's just about time for us to wrap up. So why don't we go around and tell the people who you are, where they can find your stuff, and I'll start with our newest member, Sam, aka Sundew, the Transformed. Who are you? How did you get in here?
That's me. I don't know who let me in here. You did. You invited me on
It's
purpose.
true. I did it on purpose.
I'm Sam, aka Red Pandroid on the interwebs. You can find me on most of the social platforms, including TikTok. Beware, there might be thirst traps. I'm not sorry. And you can also find my store if you want to see the weird artwork that I make. Stiarnastore.com. Is it? Yeah, I think so. Make sure I didn't say that wrong. But anyway, I design fun stuff, and yeah, stiarnastore.com, Stiarna. This is one of my shirts, which is from my Pride collection. It is an Icelandic sigil for love, available in many Pride flag colors. So yeah, that's me. You can also find me on Happy Jack's RPG Network, playing more games.
Cool. Pooja?
Hi, I'm Pooja. You can find me on Twitter at LADesigirl. That's LADESI girl. And pretty much everywhere else is Forgotten Saves. You can also find me on the Happy Jacks playing RPGs, and I am part of the podcast 12-Sided Stories, which is a fully produced actual play podcast. We've got sound effects and music, and it's edited down, really like story heavy, rules light. We just finished up our second season of Unquiet Blood, which is a Vampire 5e. And now, like yesterday, it was the first episode of a really quick interlude on set in the Echoverse, where nanites have a lot to say about what humans do. So if you like a good horror story or horror adventure, check it out.
By the way, I'm a huge fan of that show. Like, not even kidding. I highly recommend going and getting the first season of that. What was it actually called? It was
the first season of Unquiet Blood, or
no, the Echo.
Oh, so first the first time Echo is introduced is in Heliotrope, which was actually jammed by Abria Iyengar,
yes,
who is amazing. It is the summer of Abria. If y'all aren't following
yes.
Quiddy on Twitter, go do it. She is everywhere right now, and it is a gift to all of us.
It's the Abria girl summer.
And so, so that was Heliotrope.
Yeah.
And then we had the Icy Mountains of Pluto, which was another like two-parter.
Yep.
And then Nanite Mist will be a two-parter.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So I highly recommend getting that backup material. I mean, Unquiet Blood is great too, but I'm such a sci-fi geek that it really, really appealed to me. So it's super, super fun. And Joey, what are you up to?
That's a good question. I'm Joey. You can find me on all the socials at Joey Nestrix. It's my name. Follow me on Twitter if you have opinions about RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars Season 6, because I apparently have a lot of them and I have a lot of feelings and like to talk to people about it. Also, you can find me on Happy Jack's RPG podcast, hopefully soon with the return of Glittering Night, our Vampire 5e game, where you can see me, Pooja, and Sam get up to all kinds of vampire shenanigans. And hopefully some more stuff happening soon. Keep your eye on the socials for more details.
Awesome. And my name's Jason. The channel is It's Probably Okay. I'm setting up a little raid for us, which we'll go to in just a sec. And I'll hit that now so I can hit raid when we're ready to go. But I stream here Wednesdays and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can check my schedule below. There's all that stuff. I'm also on Happy Jacks every other Monday, including this coming Monday. And there's a lot of fun stuff going on in there. So
Yuma Station is so much fun. Like, once again, I'm also a sci-fi geek. I love it. I love Traveler. So
yeah,
and you know what? Like, their ship is so great.
Yeah, I didn't know that I would
is
like the
bonkers.
Traveler system as much, but I think it's pretty good. Yeah, it's fun. Little crunchier than is my first choice, but it definitely works. So that's where you can check out me. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay to find everything I'm up to, including the tabletop role-playing game that I made called Demigods, which you can find at demigodspbta.com, which is probably turned up in chat a couple times. And I think that's about it for us. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Raiders. Thank you, everyone. Much, much appreciated. I'm going to take us to our end screen and then raid away. So thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.